appearance on Dion's Daily Dose does not imply endorsement from or by any candidate or guest. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by Dion Bergeron or Dion's Daily Dose are his own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of any guest. Material and information presented is for general information purposes only. The Dion's Daily Dose name in all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owners, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service. If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose.
Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen the decline of Western civilization for a long time now. When I ran for state representative in 2020 and 2022, one of the questions that was consistently asked is, do you support public education? And I do. I want to make that very clear. However, what are the results of this public education? And it's concerning. It's extremely concerning. One of the things every year that comes up, at least here in Indiana, is how much are public schools going to get? What are our budget, right? Indiana spends 50%, over 50% of our budget statewide on education. Over half of the money raised by taxes and other means by the state of Indiana goes towards funding public education. So you would think with that much, we're talking billions and billions of dollars. With that much money, you would think that we would be able here in America to have a foundational superiority. Well, unfortunately, that's not the case. I have a couple of very, very concerning stories to share with you. And it really calls into question where all of the money that we spend on education is going. Because it's certainly not going to something that we can quantify as progress. Let me show you. Just wow. So Matt Walsh says it is consistently shown that college students lack the sort of knowledge base that we used to expect third graders to have. There are two inevitable conclusions we have no choice but to draw from this, though most people are too afraid to face the reality. One, the university system is an unmitigated catastrophic failure and should be torn down entirely, which I heavily lean towards. Two, a huge number of Americans are not intellectually competent enough to vote and should be legally prevented from doing so. 4 college students, and not one of them, not a single one, can answer the question, what is 15 times 4? Let me show you what I mean here.
What is 15 times 4?
15 times 4. Gosh. 23.
It's 48. It's 48.
I'll say 48.
Right, it's 48. What is 15 times?
What? Yeah. As a child, I know all of my children could answer it when they were even in elementary school, but it gets worse. It gets worse, ladies and gentlemen. And let me show you what I mean. Marina Medvin, I'm not sure who that is, honestly. Not a single student can do math at grade level in 53 Illinois schools. It's actually better this way. So I want you to look at how many of these are City of Chicago, school SD 299. Look how many are City of Chicago. Now, this is really, really, really important. If you look at school spending per student, right? Okay, $5,929. Okay. $16,000, $27,922 per student, 115. And bear in mind, number of students who are math proficient, 0, 0, 0, all the way down, all the way down. So I want to show you. Let me get to look at this. $52,355 per student. $56,311. $42,000 per student. This is how much of our money it is costing to teach each of these students. 30,000, 35,000, 47,000, 52,000, 20,000 per student, and not a single one, not one of these children are proficient at their grade level in math. Not one. 0. None. What in the hell are they being taught? What is so expensive that they are being taught that, and they are completely unable? Every year we are told, at least here in Indiana, but I assume it's across the nation, public schools need more money. Our teachers need to be higher paid. We need more money. We need more money. We need more money. That's always the excuse when you ask, well, what do you need in order for public schools to do better? More money. Money is obviously not the problem. When you're spending $56,000 per student, $47,000, hell, even $15,000 per student, that is obviously not the problem. And if you look, and this is the most telling part. So 5929 here, Chicago Excel Academy gets $5,929 per student, 247 students enrolled. Let's go down here to $20,000 per student, right? 5,000, 10,000, 19,000. They're all 0. It doesn't matter how much you're spending if it doesn't produce any results. It's infuriating, but that's the kind of society that we have created. What's to be done? I think we need to start from scratch. I think we just need to break it all apart, break it down, right? And obviously the takeaway from this is, and I understand where Matt Walsh is coming from. The university system is an unmitigated disaster, but it's obviously not just the university system, because high school is also, and some of these are elementary, middle, elementary. Some of these are prep academies, high schools, senior high schools. It's all up and down the grade level. So obviously there is a structural problem that goes far deeper than simply our institutions, or our universities, right? It's an institutional problem. It goes all the way down to grade level. So we're going to have to rethink the solution here, and throwing more money at it isn't it. Obviously, it's heartbreaking that we have students that cannot do basic math. Basic math. It's ridiculous. We've got to come together, ladies and gentlemen, because we are on a collision course for extinction. We really are. There is no way that this country will remain a world leader when we're cranking out this kind of worse than, it's not even mediocrity at this point. It's infuriating.
If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose. This has been Dion's Daily Dose, hosted by Dion Bergeron. Executive producers, Sean Holgram and Michael Beebe. Copyright 2024. Dion's Daily Dose, all rights reserved.